Hey, what's going on, you guys? How are you doing? This Monday afternoon stream, we got Hippo versus uh, Eroth here. Sabine versus Sabine. So, Hippo running the green Sabine. We'll take a look at it real briefly here. It's going to be your classic green Sabine that we've seen from set one. You come to expect those bigger drops with the ECL, particularly the K2SOs, the Steadfast Battalions, of course, and the. He's got one copy here. It's going to be of the Gorilla Attack Pod. Apologies there. And yeah, pretty standard list. Honestly, I favor it versus the Yellow Sabine quite heavily, just because it has a little more tools to stop the aggro and to push his own damage through. Fighters for Freedom being a notable part of that. Let's see. The Eroth list here, it's going to be your Yellow Sabine running Jeddah City, which is an interesting choice. A lot of the yellow lists have been running the 30 HP base to make up for a little bit of disadvantage that you have running yellow. He's running one copy of Bamboozle, not particularly useful in this matchup, but it is a good card nonetheless. He's also running one Spark as well, and yeah, pretty much the rest of it is what we've come to expect from the Yellow Sabine, with the notable change of Jeddah City in there. So we'll see how much that affects the game here. It's really good against a Echo-based defender or anything like that, like a K2SO, but I don't think that it will come into play too much here, to be honest. Yeah, that's pretty much all we've got list-wise. Hope you guys are doing very well. It's 4 o'clock now, and yeah, the players are getting in, and we will be underway shortly. Um, I'll just let these lists lie. Okay, folks. Our players are in. We're almost ready to go. Just wanted to reiterate a little bit about these lists again, in case you missed my earlier announcement, I guess, about them. Really, so the Hippo list here. By the way, I should mention Hippo is the reigning champion of the Take the Initiative League, winning last season. But yeah, his big idea here is going to be to probably act as more the control player in this matchup. If I had to guess, he's got more of the late game with the Gorilla Attack Pods, with the U Wings to take advantage of going to the higher resources. And I think that we'll see Eroth here take a little bit more of the aggro side of things and try to push as much damage as fast as possible. So yeah, just kind of expect that a little bit. And yeah, we're into it, and our players are ready to go. All right. Looks like Hippo will take the initiative to start things off here. All right, so opening hands here for Eroth and Hippo. Let's see. Hippo to act here. He's going to drop the Battlefield Marine. I expect Eroth here will probably go for the A Wing. That just makes a ton of sense. Arena dodge there. And Hippo will take the initiative. It's interesting here, since it's a Sabine mirror, who is going to use the Sabine King ability? I don't think we'll see Hippo do it at all in the early part of this game, but maybe as a finisher. Eroth will definitely probably hit that a little bit more. Gonna see ECL and the A Wing come down here. There we go. And that will kill off the Green Squadron for Eroth. Starting off on the back foot here a little bit, unfortunately, but he will be able to drop the Falcon and potentially trade there. All right, so we do see the Marine deal damage to the base, and we'll see a Sabine Wren and R2D2 come down. Still no pings coming in from either player. Now, we'll say I do like both of these hands that these guys are playing. Some serious options. Marine will take out the Sabine, staying alive. These 2-for-1s for Hippo will definitely push an advantage for him. Yeah, as long as he can capitalize on getting these 2-for-1s, I think that will give him a little bit of a chance to win this out. We're gonna see Sabine deploy, and this is a perfect time for an Echo Base, honestly. Um, but Hippo is gonna go for the Green Squadron A Wing hitting the base. Personally, I think I would have chosen the Echo Base there, just to stop the damage and get a guaranteed 4 on Sabine or 4 on RTD2. R2 can trade into the Marine. Yeah, that's a bit of a misplay there from Hippo, but I definitely understand not wanting to do that yet. It gives him the opportunity to drop a K2SO now. And we're going to see Jeddah City be used on K2SO. So I guess that's why he didn't go with the Echo Base Defender there. Sabine will ping the bases. We're going to see Surprise Strike to KO the K2SO. Sabine takes no damage in return, and Hippo will deal 3 damage to the base, and 1 from the Sabine on attack ability. We'll see Sabine from Hippo here, and Leia will come down and exhaust her. So Eroth definitely able to build a little bit more of a board here, which will be harder to deal with if you're Hippo, but definitely not out of the realm of possibility. I think honestly you can just resource Metal Ceremony if you're Hippo. And for Eroth, he's not going to do anything. No resourcing, I guess. Maybe he's still thinking about it. K2SO sneak attack, of course, is always a good option to have in your back. But he's at a serious disadvantage in terms of damage to base. We'll see Fleet Lieutenant come down here, attacking with Sabine. And Sabine's going to go to the base for 5. And Eroth doing some serious calculations here. He could sneak attack that K2SO into the Sabine and follow it up with like an R2D2 attack. All of that is pretty good. But he's going to go into the Fleet Lieutenant with the R2. And 3 into the base for the Green Squadron A-Wing. Yeah, now if you're Eroth, you've got to make some tough choices here. I think, honestly, he's lost this one. He just didn't have enough deployments early on to counteract what Hippo was throwing down. Leia will take out the Fleet Lieutenant, but that Sabine is still on the board at full HP, and he will put a experience counter on both that and the Green Squadron A-Wing. Sabine goes into the base for 3. And we'll see a Battlefield Marine come down here. I think having both a air and ground threat from Hippo is almost impossible to deal with if you're Eroth here. By doing either a sneak attack K2SO or Millennium Falcon, he can deal with one of those threats, but he can't deal with both. Hippo takes the initiative, and the Green Squadron A-Wing will fall to the Millennium Falcon attack. And then Eroth will pass. All Hippo needs to do here really is attack with Sabine, and he's got a guaranteed. Well, I guess it's not completely guaranteed. I don't believe, in his list. Let me double check because that actually might be a guaranteed 4 damage. And it is actually a guaranteed 4 damage in this list. So, great plays from both of these guys. Unfortunately, there for Eroth, he let the damage get away from him, and Hipo was able to race him out for it. Going into game 2 here, though, let's take a brief look at these players' sideboard. We'll take a look at Eroth's list first. He's got 1 Spec Force Soldier, 1 Chopper, 2 Wolves, and Bamboozle, 2 Sparks, a Disabling Fang Fighter, and then 2 Chewies. Those 2 Chewies might see some play here in place of a Black 1 or something similar to that. I think I would take out Bamboozle and Black 1 personally. But you could make the argument for playing 2 Bamboozles here. I can definitely understand that. As for Hipo, we have the Starwing Scouts, Bright Hopes, and the Wolves and Disabling Fangs. Both Wolf and Disabling Fang for both players are not meant for this matchup, so I don't think we'll see the sideboards for either of those. Bright Hope might see some play here instead of a U-Wing, but honestly, he might keep the same list as well just to keep that 100% certainty with the 4 cause I believe in. I don't know. Could see some Bright Hopes though for sure. Solid list though, these guys. I'm not sure how I feel about Jeddah City, but being able to kill a K2SO and take no damage back on your leader is pretty important. I just meant that he was down a little bit of damage there early on. All right. And our players are ready again. So interesting choice there. Eroth brought in the Wolves. I'm not sure if he just didn't see the list or what. But I don't believe Hippo has any healing in his list at all. Yeah, so a bit of an odd choice there. And that might seriously hurt his chances here. The For a Cause I Believe in now has a lot of cards that count against it. He's got the sneak attacks. He's got 3 of those. He's got 3 surprise strikes potentially, and then wolves and maybe some other cards too. So when you're adding that many cards that take away from your For a Cause I Believe in chance, that seriously hurts your gameplay. Here for Hippo, I expect to see ECL, Battlefield Marine. It's really good. Take out that Sabine and live to tell the tale. And he's going to do that. So Hippo is able to take the early part of this game and really fully take control of it. I think that's going to be really important to winning this game. In the Sabine versus Sabine matchup, I mean, realistically, here we're looking at 6 turns maximum for these players. So losing your deployments at all is pretty crucial to, or it's pretty crucial to keep units on the board, of course. So you're dealing the maximum amount of damage possible. All right, so we'll see Fleet Lieutenant and followed by Leia and X-Wing here. Serious advantage there for Hippo, like I said. 6 damage to the base compared to 1. And that'll kind of carry him here into the next round. he can kill that Leia at least without taking any damage or serious damage in return with the Fleet Lieutenant. Although he might just go to the base here and force Eroth to make the trades himself. Strong play there from Hipo. Jeddah City comes down, and that'll go on Fleet Lieutenant. So it has no attack this round. And we'll see an Echo-based defender. Both players have already used their base abilities, which is quite early to a lot of people. Most people expect those to be played turn 4 or turn 5. But when you're playing a Sabine list where there's only 6 rounds, having it so early is actually quite important. And as we saw, Hipo used it round 1, and here we see Eroth use his on turn 3. Hippo's going to go for the base ping again with Sabine. And Eroth's deployed Sabine here. Can be wing leadered. I think that's a strong play. Get rid of the Echo-based defender without having to spend a surprise strike is going to be good. And without killing off your Leia or something like that. Or taking 4 damage to Sabine, honestly. So yeah, that's what Eroth is going to go with here. And we'll see Hipo deploy his Sabine as well. X-Wing to push 2 more to the base. And I do expect that Fleet Lieutenant to still attack. It's going to attack the base and do no damage, but it will get Metal Ceremonied. So I do think that's going to happen. And 1 damage to the base with the Sabine Pain. Yes. Okay, so he's just going to do the Metal Ceremony without hitting with Fleet Lieutenant. I think the reason for that is to take the initiative. Leia here can trade off that Battlefield Marine. And Hippo will take the initiative for sure. All right, so we do see a Steadfast Battalion there, but against or in this matchup, it's not the best when the Sabine's already damaged and you have the advantage in terms of base damage. And your ECL is spent, of course, that being the biggest part. I think first action, Fleet Lieutenant to swing at the base is probably going to happen. All right, so Sabine taking out Sabine there, taking 4 damage in return. And 1 to the base. Wing Leader will hit Hippo for 2. And we'll see a Wing Leader here to buff up the Fleet Lieutenant. That's a very serious threat here. But we do see a Bamboozle in hand. And that's what we're going to see here. So, exhaust the unit and return an upgrade to its owner's hand. Upgrades like experience or shields cannot go to its owner's hand. And it's each upgrade. So both of those experience will go away. Just wanted to make sure everybody had read that. Red 3 deploys, and that means this X-Wing can take out the opposing X-Wing or the Wing Leader but I think taking out the other Alliance X-Wing is going to be important. And while Eroth was able to save himself 5 damage this turn, he still has a lot of damage coming in next turn. That Sabine is actually going to be hitting for 6 with the Fleet Lieutenant and a finisher type move with the For a Cause I Believe in, which is still a 100%. I do expect that Fleet Lieutenant to come down and attack with Sabine for 6. Let's see. Yeah, he's going to go with the Sabine, and that'll put Eroth up to 20 damage. Oh, sorry, was it 7? 3, 4, 5, 6. It should only be 6, so he should be at 20. And the players corrected it. Good on them. Yeah, you don't want to take extra damage if you can afford it. Leia will tap down the Fleet Lieutenant. Wing Leader swings for 2 to the base, and a For a Cause I Believe in to finish it off in Hippo's favor. Great plays by both of these guys. Hippo just pushing the damage through way more consistently than this version of the Yellow Sabine. And I think that is GG, folks. Well played to Hippo. Well played to Eroth as well. Hippo showing why he is a one of the most prestigious players in this league, taking down the season last time. There is 3 damage, and there is 4 for the overkill. So great games. I'm so excited I could have streamed this one. And thank you all for joining me. I know it was kind of a quick one here, less than 30 minutes, but I'm just getting this in over my lunch break. I did miss 2 streams this week, so I do apologize for that. And apologies to the players that probably waited and wasted a couple of minutes waiting for me. So Levin on demand. I'm really sorry I missed that game. And see, there was another one too, I believe. But yeah, I do apologize for that. So Hippo advancing to the final 4 here, where we'll see Dylan, and I have Thork in my bracket. So Thork, either way, it's going to be a Krennic Green though. So a Krennic Green mirror here, Krennic Green mirror here, and potentially another Krennic coming through with Mars. But I do have the Sabine there as well. So stick around for a couple more of those games later this week, and hopefully I'll be able to catch a couple of them. Worst case scenario, they'll be on the Take the Initiative YouTube channel. I appreciate again you guys sticking around, and I hope you have a fantastic day. Take care.